One word which you'll hear me use frequently inside Adobe After Effects is something called composition, which is also referred to as comp for short term. And we can have a look at this. So basically a composition or a comp is basically can be considered of text, images, SWF, dot movie. It can be built up of a series of different graphical elements as well as After Effects, a series of effects and a series of camera paths, etc. So if we think of this in terms of a Photoshop analogy, so if we have a Photoshop document and we've got various text, we've got JPEG images, we've got a number of layers which we want to use, in After Effects terms that will then be referred to as a comp or a composition. Also, a composition has its own independent timeline. It's basically like a mini movie. It's a lot like Flash movie clips for those who understand or have a basic knowledge of Flash and the way it works. So it's basically like Flash movie clips where it has its own independent timeline. It can be created of various different graphical elements, and then it's kind of all compressed into a comp. So let me give you an example. So we have one composition, we have a title sequence in there, we have text, images, sound, and these are all in layers, so it's a layered composition. What we then do is we develop comp 2, comp 3, comp 4, so we have a number of these compositions. We then compress those compositions and we stitch them together in order to make one complete title sequence, and we would render those out sequentially as well so that it's less stressful on our machines. We can sometimes have a composition inside a composition inside a composition, a bit like a Russian doll where you have a smaller doll inside, where you have a big doll inside a smaller doll and a smaller doll and so forth, so where we can work according to that analogy. It's a lot like Flash movie clips, which we refer to these as nested movie clips, and in After Effects terms we refer to these compositions as nested compositions. So that's an idea of what comps mean, and in the next video we'll create a new comp and we'll begin to develop our own compositions. So After Effects is basically built around compositions and the ability to use multiple compositions to composite video and edit text over video, to composite text over video, and then compress that and to develop one particular sequence. That's the kind of workflow that After Effects is associated with and commonly used for.